Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Protect your property, protect your health. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control do for you what they do for me. Get a free estimate for your home or business. For more than 40 years, Southeast Termite and Pest Control been helping East Tennesseans because they are East Tennesseans, local family-owned company. All right, want to welcome in the next member of our panel, former Vol assistant, Mark Pankratz. Mark, thanks for being with us today on this New Year's Day. Appreciate all you guys coming in here on a holiday like this. First, and by the way, we're going to talk more about Butch Jones. We've got Vol recruiting coming up, plenty more to talk about. But in this segment, just hoops. And, I think we went into this season saying, well, we could have some high points, I guess, at times to talk about, but it could be kind of drudgery at some points. It's not looking that way. This is a likable basketball team, Mark. Picked for 13th in the SEC. They go to the team that was picked for 3rd, and they kick their butt on their home court. You don't win on the road in the SEC. They went and they won big at Texas A&M, 10-point win. Tell me about this team. They continue to get past the expectations. They're small, but they continue to work the boards. They continue to block shots. How are they doing it?
It's really, really impressive. On the coaching side of it, when you make this type of schedule, when you're playing in North Carolina, Gonzaga, all these tough opponents, you worry about a young basketball team staying the course. These games have now prepared them to be able to go to A&M and win a game and win it handily. And the impressive part about it is they've struggled early on. Their first loss versus Chattanooga, they turned the ball over a bunch. They looked young and immature. You go to the first road game, pick 3rd A&M, and you have 16 assists, 10 turnovers. You shoot 80% from the free throw line. And the coaching side of it, Coach Barnes getting these guys prepared, the X's and O's side of it, that is more encouraging than any of it, other than the fact that these guys are so young. Robert Hubbs is not a good game for Robert Hubbs at A&M, and you still come away with a double-digit victory. It's exciting to see what this team could become.
And you're still not at 100%. Fulkerson's out. Bones probably not 100% where he wants to be. He's been sitting for a while. So you look at what this team's doing. I think it's very impressive so far. Rick Barnes, I make no bones about it. I may be wrong in the long term, but boy, I buy into the guy. That said, a couple weeks ago, we didn't have you here for the holidays and everything, but a couple weeks ago after the Tennessee Tech game, Tennessee wins it, but they blew a lead. He was pretty rough. After the game, they asked him, what were some of the issues, and he just kind of turned it on the players. I thought it was borderline. He's done this kind of stuff before. Doesn't seem like the team minds it.
Mm-hmm. Well, when your dad can be hard on you, when you know your dad loves you, and I think that's the biggest thing that allows Coach Barnes to be tough on these kids. His office is Pratt Pavilion, the practice facility. He doesn't have an office, and so he lives in the gym. And one way, I've always said this when coaching, the best way to show a kid that you love them is to help them get better at their game. It's not a student assistant rebounding for these kids when they come in to get extra shots. It's Coach Barnes spending time helping these kids develop. And so the kids know that he truly cares about them being successful. And so that allows him to have a longer leash and holding them accountable. And it's expectations. They won at A&M. Go ask anybody in that program how their practice was yesterday. It was as though they lost by 20 because that's how it is. That's the way he's going to coach, and that's the way he's got to because they're not overly talented.
All right, we've talked too much. Let me give you a quick burst here. Tell folks what the Vols have to do against Arkansas. It's the next game up. Arkansas come into town. What do the Vols have to do? Give me a quick 1, 2, 3, and we got a graphic here to go along with it. What do you got?
Yeah, Arkansas has always been known to really pressure you and try to force the turnovers. And with a young basketball team, with the point guards that have struggled at times, they're really going to focus on that. So we've got to be able to take care of the basketball. And then rebounding. Rebounding has continued to be an issue. We actually lost the rebound battle versus A&M, although we came away with a win. They had 18 offensive rebounds. That's what lost us the game versus North Carolina. So we got to continue to rebound. And then make Kingsley cover on the perimeter. He's a big guy. They're going to try to sit him down by the basket. So we're smaller at all positions. So we got to make our motion and ball screen and get him out on the perimeter cover.
All right, very good. Mark Pankratz, again, thanks for coming in here on January 1st. Hope you have a good New Year.
No problem. Happy New Year.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next week and every week throughout basketball season from here on out, unless you try and take some vacation, which we don't allow around here. When we come back, some perspective on Butch Jones. Then we got recruiting news. Then we'll have talk about the UT staff, the defense, Mark Helfrich. A lot of stuff to come on the Sports Source. Come on back.